Good morning, Grizzlies!
Today is Monday, April 28th. Welcome back from spring break. I'm Marissa.
And I'm Olivia.
And here's what's going on at CHS today.
Today is National Superhero Day,
Biological Clock Day,
Clean Comedy Day,
Blueberry Pie Day,
Franklin Day,
and Big Ed's birthday.
Grizzlies, the junior-senior prom is May 10th at the Event Center in Fresno. This year's theme is Midnight Masquerade. Cost for the first week is $70 and $75 the second week. $5 off with your ASB.
Tickets go on sale today, April 28th. You cannot be on the non-privileged list on your Minga to attend. Juniors and seniors may invite a freshman or sophomore. You need a guest pass for anyone that is not from Central High School.
Grizzlies, we are going to have a quiz bowl tomorrow, Tuesday, April 29th, with prizes in the library. If you're interested, use this QR code on the quiz bowl flyer to sign up.
College career news, scholarships. Make sure you visit bit.ly/centralhs scholarships to apply.
Stay in the know and be sure to follow centralhs_college career on Instagram.
Club news. Please join us for the CHS 3rd Annual Culture Day, Friday, May 2nd, 2025, during lunch. We encourage all clubs to participate and ask kindly if you will please send an email to Mia Davila, MCC President, and Mr. Holdridge to confirm your club participation.
Senior news, seniors, your senior farewell is in June and we need your pictures to make it a successful slideshow of your class. If you don't send in your pictures, you won't be in the slideshow. Use this QR code to go to the Google form to sign up.
Sports news. For today's sports, see your coach for leave and release times.
Hey Grizzlies, it's time for our PBIS, that's right, Positive Behavior System. And in this box right here are people who've been following the clause. Ethan Parra, do you know your clause?
Come prepared, live responsibly, act safely, work together, and
show respect.
show respect.
And you know what? Andrew Bear, you've done that. Ileana Ortega.
Jordan Halverson.
Cody Rendon. And you have last honors here.
Sabrine Sandhu.
That's right. If you heard your name, come to room 65 for a prize. And thank you for following the clause.
The number one question high school students and middle school students have to answer year in and year out is, what do you want to be when you grow up? I hate that question. I hate it. And here's why. They don't know. And they shouldn't have to know. They're still kids. I think the reason that we ask kids this question so often is we don't know what other questions to ask them in regards to deciding what they want to do with their future. Before you make a decision like that, I think you've got to decide what kind of life you want to lead, what kind of lifestyle you're looking for, and then choose a career that fits inside of that lifestyle. I call this the educational triangle. And at the top, you've got jobs. So here's what I mean by this. We start asking kids at an elementary school what they want to be when they grow up, but they don't know who they are, they don't know what they care about, and most kids have never even left their town. So asking a kid to decide what job they want that young, it doesn't make a ton of sense. You've got to give them time to grow into that idea. And then after jobs, we say the second most important thing that a kid can think about is their strengths. What I mean by strengths is simple. After kids guess on a job in high school, we either send them off to college or trade school or out in the workforce to go get good at something that they guessed on. And where the numbers really start to break down is the number of kids moving back into their parents' home with a college degree is staggering. And the reason why is they don't want the lifestyle attached with the degree that they just got. What they realized is their educational journey did not lead them to where they wanted to go, and they're in crisis when they're supposed to start their lifestyle, which is what the third part of this triangle is. Now here is why your lifestyle is so important. This is everything. This is how you spend your time, who you hang out with, what you do for fun, where you go, how you get to see the world. That is the most important part. That's why we work. We work so we can enjoy our lifestyle. So I find it interesting that we focus on jobs more than we focus on the life that we're going to lead. I honestly believe this educational triangle, it's upside down. I think it should look more like this, except everything's spelled right. Lifestyle's on top, then strength, then job. Let me explain how this works. Identify the life that you want. Identify the way that you want to live it. Maybe you don't want to work a 9 to 5. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to work from home. Maybe you don't want to work in the same place for 40 years. You've got to ask yourself those questions before you ever decide a job. And after you identify the lifestyle you're looking for, then think about the strengths you've got. Every single one of you watching this is good at something. Everybody has strengths. So figure out what yours are and then try to develop those. After you identify a lifestyle, then you figure out your strengths, then you have an opportunity to pick a job that's right for you. I think so many people do it backwards. I think we try to guess on a job and hope we have the lifestyle we want. I think we need to decide what lifestyle we want and then pick a job that fits in line with that. That's what I call the educational triangle. If you decide that college is right for you, there's a few things you've got to do first. Where I would start is research 4 or 5 schools that are interesting to you, print off a checklist of the requirements it takes to get into those schools, and then talk to your school counselor. They've got a ton of resources that can help. Things you're going to have to do are things like the FAFSA, taking the ACT and the SAT. You're going to want to try to get a good GPA. You're going to want to get involved in school activities. And some of you guys, you're going to have to learn about life before you get there. You're going to have to figure out how to do laundry, how to change your oil. You're going to maybe have to figure out how to clean your room on your own or learn how to cook for yourself. There's a ton of different things you've got to do before you get to college. But I think the most important thing you can figure out is why. If you're going to college, you have to understand it's bigger than just getting a diploma because you think it's going to help you get a job someday. This is the chance for you to identify the kind of people that you want to surround yourself with, the kind of experiences that you're looking to have, and then ultimately the kind of life you're going to lead. So walk in expecting more than a degree. Walk in expecting to learn about yourself. So if you're going to go to college and you're going to do all of these things, then do it right. And what I mean by that is don't cheat. You don't have to cheat in class. You don't have to cheat on tests. So many kids cheat their way through high school, and what you have to understand is you're not learning how to develop habits to get you where you want to go. Recently, I did a Twitter poll to find out how many people had cheated on an academic test. 55% said yes, which means that 45% are liars. Because the truth is, most of us have cheated. I know I did, and when I look back on it, I realized all that happened is I never developed positive study habits. I never really learned how to work hard in school because I focused on cheating instead of focusing on learning how to do it the right way. You want to be your best self when you get to college. So learn how to develop healthy study habits now and earn your way there. And understand, after you get your diploma, after you get your degree, the work isn't done. What you've done for yourself is you've opened a door, but you've got to have the courage, you've got to have the grit, and you've got to have the hard work to step through that door and take the opportunities that come. And maybe your path isn't college. Maybe you want to go to the military. Maybe you want to start a business or travel or take a gap year. Whatever it is, it's important to remember that life isn't going to just happen to you. You're the one who has to decide where you're going to end up. And the best roadmap that I can give you is that triangle. You've got to identify the lifestyle that you want to lead. You've got to figure out what strengths you've got and how to get better at those, and then decide what job you want. So whether you go to college or not, that's totally up to you. I think what's more important than that, instead of asking yourself what you want to be, figure out who you want to be.
Please stand for the flag salute. Ready? Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today's weather is sponsored by the start of the rest of the semester. Today's a high of 80, low of 58. Have a great day, Grizzlies, and enjoy your week. The dad joke of the day. What's a tornado's favorite game? Twister.
That's all the news today, Grizzlies. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok at CentralHS_. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Marissa.
And we will see you later.